the controversy over Charithra Shandon. I hope I'm saying her name right, but it's insane. Um, I think a lot of fans right now don't realize or have forgotten how much South Asian and Middle Eastern culture, Alabasta and Alabarna and everything in that entire kingdom has taken inspirationally. So Charithra being a British Indian actress, it makes sense for her to play Vivi. It's not such a fucking emotional conundrum as people are making it out to be, simply because of the fact that they imagined an Egyptian actress to play her, which would have been great as well. But I'm a firm believer also of if you're the best fit for the role, you should get the role regardless of your ethnicity, race, gender. Well, maybe not gender all the time. That depends on the role. But, if you're fit for it, you're fit for it. Like, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. There was no one better. Hundreds of thousands of people auditioned probably. Like,
Yeah, I can't imagine a better Iron Man.
Wolverine, for instance.
Hugh
Hugh Jackman.
We actually have these tabs up here. So to start with the first actor that Fal over here was talking about, let's go through this article here. Going over Rob Coletti, another actor from the live action series, and his thoughts and opinion on the contrived portion of the fan base.
Let me just interject one more thing before we do that real quick. How can anyone be mad with the casting when we've literally got someone who, I'm sorry, such a beautiful actress playing our Princess Vivi? Like, you couldn't have asked for a more beautiful woman to play her.
So, Rob Coletti, the live action actor playing Walpole in the upcoming new season of Netflix's One Piece, is coming to the defense of Charithra for portraying Miss Wednesday, also known as Nefertari Vivi, as a woman of color. Shah's social media channels have been flooded with hateful, racist remarks following the Season 2 trailer premiere at One Piece Day 2025. Coletti, currently cast as Template Walpole for the Drum Island arc of One Piece Season 2, took to social media to address the hateful comments being sent to Chandran after the latest Netflix trailer teased her appearance as Miss Wednesday. Although the One Piece cast was designed to be multiracial by series creator Ishiro Oda, toxic fans online have attacked Shah portraying Vivi, who was depicted with fair skin in the anime and manga as a British Indian actor. It's astonishing to me in all the wrong ways how a certain small, but far too vocal, corners of the One Piece fandom can watch a rubber pirate, a reindeer doctor, and a giant walk-in talking fish and be totally fine, but draw the line at the simple idea of Vivi being played by a woman who isn't white, Coletti said on his latest Instagram stories.
And that was honestly the comment that got me when I was reading through this. I lost my shit at walking, talking giant fish because I couldn't think of anything other than Jinbei. And I'm like...
Shah was hand-selected by Oda, who has far more understanding and knowledge of his own characters than anyone else, particularly the hateful, unimaginative creeps who have the audacity to get on the internet to throw the hate speech towards an actor without even seeing their absolutely amazing performance on the show, Coletti said. But let's talk facts. Nefertari is Egyptian. Where is Egypt? The Middle East. The Kingdom of Alabasta draws heavily from Middle Eastern and Southern Asian culture. And you're complaining because the actor chosen to play the role, ... isn't white? I emphasize that ... purposely. Do you know how do you know how ridiculous you sound? Representation matters. Cast and Shot isn't changing the character, it's actually honoring Oda's intended vision. And that's a lot more important to protecting One Piece the way you're crying about than coddling what your perception of what this character should be. You want to take it from here?
Sure. He continues, but for those of you incapable of looking past your racist and hateful tendencies, Charithra delivers an astonishing performance, one that will reverberate through the One Piece fandom forever. She isn't just good in the show, she is exceptional. And even more important than that, Charithra is one of the kindest, most generous human beings I've ever had the honor of knowing and befriending. She embodies everything the heroes of One Piece are written to embody, and we are so lucky to have her help. We're getting to the meat and potatoes of it, though. We're at the point where we've gotten through most of what Coletti said, and he's right. Like, we couldn't ask for a better actress or actor for most of these roles. Like, we got, Mangiello, I always get his name wrong, the guy who played Flash in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. He's Italian as all hell. He's playing the mafioso crocodile. We've got Charithra Chandran playing a Princess Vivi and she's from a culture where I think they still have princesses and everything in Indian culture. I could be wrong.
Yes.
But then we've got Emily Rudd, who I believe is some type of northern, like I think she's Swedish, but I'm not certain. Nami is Swedish. Inaki Godoy, he's Mexican. Luffy's Brazilian. Big whoop. Nobody complained about that one though. Then we've got the ones that people are complaining about, like Charithra and Lara Abova, I forget her last name, who's actually Russian and playing Nico Robin. Guys, I cannot stress to you enough that these people are picked by Oda to represent the characters of the similar or matching ethnicities they themselves hold and possess. You being upset at their skin tone is insane. It's absolutely ludicrous. No reason that we shouldn't just be appreciating that we have an adequate live action happening and that they're managing to cover and encompass what looks like it's going to be 5 arcs in 8 episodes, like they did with the East Blue Saga. Like, you got to understand, they're putting a lot of work into these episodes, and they're only about an hour each. We're talking, what, 30, 40 hours of anime content in 8 hours time? Like,
yeah.
And you sit there and you want to cry because Charithra has a little more melon in the expected Vivi to have. Like, come on.
Another point that he made that I wanted to focus on was where he said, not only does Coletti believe that Chandran is the perfect actor to portray Vivi in One Piece Season 2, but he also believes her performance will inspire generations of young girls who deserve to see themselves on the show through her. We should all celebrate what Charithra brings to this fandom because the show is better with her on it. If that alone doesn't move you to be excited, you misunderstand One Piece at its core. Coletti also thanked many within the One Piece fandom for welcoming her to the franchise and showing her the respect she deserves. But to those of you whose suspension of disbelief survives devil fruits, giant sea monsters, snails that become telephones, and all the other marvelous, wondrous, imaginative, magical world building that Oda created for everyone on this big, beautiful planet, yet somehow crumbles at the sight of an accurate representation of a pretend character in a live-action remake of a cartoon, the problem isn't with casting, it's with you. So he pretty much put that pocket of the One Piece fandom completely on blast.
Amazing how we can turn off that default setting of racism and hate being accepted because people are jerks. Because especially for something that has been going on for almost 30 years and the majority of people love. Like, we as a community, especially in the anime community at large, but particularly in this case the One Piece community, need to stop enabling this kind of behavior.
I agree, and it's all upon mass influence. So, you see people nowadays doing it, or they're taught by the wrong people at a young age. I want viewers to come in here and take us for an example too. We're not the best, we're not perfect, but we always try to keep, the energy where it's supposed to be. And that is just never acceptable. When it comes to race, skin color, tone, I don't give a fuck. And at the end of the day, this is probably some of the most edited and worked on cinema ever. I mean, you're talking about almost putting the work of a movie into each series or an arc or even just some episodes. I mean, people really don't understand how much really goes into this, and then tying in culture, tying in a very good story, tying in characters, the plot. There's a lot. This is legit visual art.
And that's exactly what Oda does. He's constantly researching, constantly incorporating multiple ethnicities, mythos, belief systems, religion, everything into One Piece. One Piece is literally, the whole point of One Piece has been and will continue to be togetherness and bringing the world together. That's what Oda's been doing. How many other mangakas do you know that can bring in Egyptian, Arab, British, Norse, South Asian, East Asian, American cultures together in a single series?
Right.
Let alone one that is has the immense and insane world building that One Piece does. I mean, holy cow! I could be proven wrong. If anyone wants to prove me wrong, go ahead. I'll welcome the conversation. But I'm pretty sure Enies Lobby is an entire allegory for the American political system. Like, I mean, we know Frankie is American, and Water 7 is based off Venice. Like,
I see it also as is, you know, things are gonna be put. What's that thing? What's that saying? Under the eyes, you know.
Under the microscope.
Yeah, under the microscope, it's gonna be hinted, or you know, something you're gonna pick up on when you know you're growing up like us. Oh, we went back and watched all the childhood stuff, and it was just like, oh, this is really what this meant or connected to, or was an Easter egg tied into this. It's very cool how they do that.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with a series like One Piece, you can go back and you can rewatch it 1,000 times. You're gonna catch some small detail you missed the other 999 times.
And the same feeling, you know, during your favorite scenes, you're rejoiced almost as watching it for the first time again. Like I can't tell you how many times that I felt that when watching new series or going back to Dragon Ball, for instance. You know.
And Dragon Ball's another timeless classic.
That helps me, even my day-to-day as me and being a real person after I'm in my little euphoria watching anime, going out into the real world, you know, you want to spread that positivity. I mean, it's not just there for entertainment or, oh, this is a show. No, I mean, that is a true nature of mannerism. People really need to start applying that to themselves nowadays because you don't see much of it. I mean, look at the arguments nowadays, what Tom was saying. It's just the wrong topic of debate.
Yeah. And to expand on what you were saying, how many times do you see people talk about a show, a band, a movie, and they're like, this saved my life, or this song saved my life, or this group saved my life, or this show saved my life? It happens. It's real. People find something and they're like, holy cow, this is worth living for. Like,
right. Not even to cut you off. Dragon Ball and Hunter x Hunter literally revitalized my emotion. JJK revitalized my thinking strategies. You know, like, there was a lot that were just brought me back in center. You know, just got me to my center and back to my peak. It's just crazy the effect that anime has and what it can do, you know, to the point of motivation or just you're gonna, you know, you're sitting there, you're tough ass, you know, you don't cry or anything, and then you're just like, damn, this scene is hitting, you know,
you're like big beefy swole dude in the gym, you can squat 600 pounds and run a 2-minute mile, and next thing you know, you're going home and you're watching.
Go squat the weight of a heart.
And something sad.
Go squat the weight of a heart.
Like it hits home in different ways for different people all the time.
I thought this was a very, very, very good organized conversation on this topic, and it's definitely a topic that wasn't on my radar till Fal had brought it up to myself and Shane. But once he did and I looked into it, especially reading that article that we went over before the show started, I knew it would definitely be a nice controversial topic, both for the show and just in general. So unless you guys have anything else you want to say on the topic, I think we're...
For me, it was just a matter of wanting to bring it up because One Piece, as far as anime goes, One Piece is my core right now. Like, Black Clover is on Jump Giga, so it's only once every couple of months now. Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest is bi-weekly. Dead Rock seems to be monthly. Like, everything else I'm caught up on or consuming seems to be so sporadic and far apart in its release date and cycles. One Piece, as many breaks as Oda takes, it's consistent, it's on point, it's at the same time and day almost every single week. But One Piece is basically my core of anime right now. It's my favorite series, and it has definitely had its moments with me where I've even like re-evaluated things in my own life. So I did want to bring that up and just address the elephant in the room that is you fans of One Piece out there. Find something else to hate, guys. We're getting a beautiful adaptation. We're getting amazing. Look, I'm just going to come out and say it. Every single actor on this show is gorgeous. Whether it's has Skylar, Charitha Shandon, Emily Rudd, Inaki Kadoy. God, I forgot Zoro's actor's name, but you get the point. Like, they're all beautiful people. They're all they look like they're sculpted from God to play these characters. And to hate on someone because of their skin color over it is ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. And it was a great topic. I'm glad you touched on it. I liked what I had to say for it as well, because it is really just, it's going to be a powerful movement when people actually start catching on and getting onto that train to where, mannerism should be. Topic of debate is actually a good argument nowadays, rather than this person's got to get blocked, we got to end the call or stream because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Just let's all enjoy anime and, let people do their thing. Not everybody's doing the same profession every day. So, just stay in your lane. Kind of like Tom said, go find something else to hate. If you want to hate on something, reflect that upon your friend group and see if you like it. Right.
Hate on something that actually has value worth hating on. Like,
just don't even hate. Why even have the energy, it takes 2.5 to 3 times more energy to hate than love. It's crazy.
Exactly.